Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dreamality, and welcome to my review of For Honor. Is this game worth your money? Is it worth your time? Well, here are my quick thoughts. The story mode is terrible. I love the competitive multiplayer, and the soundtrack drives me to the brink of insanity. Before we proceed, just know that For Honor is an always online game. You must have a constant internet connection to be able to play this game at all. Let's begin by discussing the story mode. The story mode is broken into 3 chapters, one for each faction. In the first chapter, you play as the Knights, in the second chapter, the Vikings, and in the final chapter, the Samurai. There are 6 levels in each chapter. On normal difficulty, the game took me about 7 hours to beat. With each level, you travel to a new location. The objectives always tend to be very similar. It's either go out and kill these specific enemies or go disrupt some kind of object. You can play this story mode completely by yourself or with one other person via the online co-op. I played the first 2/3 of this game completely by myself, and for the final third invited a buddy. And I gotta say, I do appreciate that the co-op option is there. Here's the basic premise of the story. The villain here is a lady called Apollyon. She is a very one-dimensional villain, a master manipulator whose goal is to create complete chaos, to have these factions not only fight amongst one another, but to tear themselves apart. As great as that premise sounds, the execution here is just terrible. The writing, the characters, the voice acting, the clunky animations in the cutscenes, the plot, the horrible ending. Add to that the lazy level design as well as very repetitive gameplay and dumb AI, and I have here one of the worst story modes I have played in a video game, period. Can someone please get this man some water and tissues? I will say my favorite part were the credits. Forgive me if I see the potential of what this story mode could have been. Even the game itself knows it. I mean, riddle me this, Batman. How do we get from that intro to the rest of the game? There were many laughable moments with just how bad the writing is. In the beginning, I was laughing, but then I realized that the joke was on me because I'm the one who's wasting my time and I'm the one who wasted my money on this garbage. But what's that? Multiplayer is here to save the day, let's go! For Honor's multiplayer is awesome. When the game begins, you pick a faction. Do you want to fight for the Knights, Vikings, or Samurai? The choice is yours. Pick the Vikings, it's the one I'm on. The factions are fighting for control over territory. The one crowned victorious will be the one with the most control when the season comes to an end. I do like this faction war mechanic in the game. Regardless of the faction you choose, you can play as any of the heroes. Many of these characters have to be unlocked using the game's currency. You get this currency by completing matches, missions, objectives, or you can buy them via microtransactions. The fundamentals of For Honor are easy to understand, but do not expect to pick up a controller and button mash your way to victory on this competitive online multiplayer. This game requires skill, patience, and a lot of practice. You must understand the character that you're fighting as well as your opponents. I say this because each character plays differently and has their own moveset. I'm happy to say that there are a ton of customization options for your fighter, a lot of which is strictly appearance-based, but some do apply stat changes. It could be argued that there is a pay-to-win element here, but the good news is that not all modes utilize these stat changes. Speaking of modes, For Honor offers some variety. My 2 favorites are Duel and Brawl. Duel is a 1 vs 1 no stat change fight to the death, and Brawl is 2 vs 2. Both are best of 5 rounds and so much fun. Elimination mode is similar, but 4 vs 4. In skirmish mode, both teams have an army of AI on the battlefield. Killing wins points. First team to reach 1,000 points puts an end to the other team's respawns. Kill the enemy team, and you win. Dominion is very much like skirmish, with an addition of control points on the map. I find all these modes to be fun, and even more modes are on the way, such as ranked play and tournament mode. These additions will be available in future DLC. But wait, before you go out and punch someone in the face because you heard the word DLC, just know that all the future DLC for this game is going to be free. The modes, the maps, completely free. The exception is that the characters you have to buy with the in-game currency. People who own the season pass get a little bit early access, but that's it. Sounds fair to me. My biggest problem with the multiplayer currently are the servers. Currently, the matches are crashing far too often, it's frustrating. Hopefully this can all be fixed through future patches. Fix that issue and then create some sort of punishment system for the rage quitters. All I want to say about the audio is that this game's soundtrack is absolutely terrible. 99% of this game's soundtrack is an annoying looped drum beat. Nothing about it makes me think Knights versus Vikings versus Samurai, fighting to the death, an epic experience. I wish they had a score similar to Two Steps from Hell's Work or Duel of Fates or something. I mean, that would have been awesome. I also wish that the soundtrack adapted as the online matches progressed.
Amazing viewer, you have made it to the conclusion.
For Honor has the ingredients to be a much better game than it actually is. I do love the multiplayer and the fighting system that the game offers. It's fresh, it's fun, I like it. I also enjoy the free DLC and I'm definitely looking forward to that tournament mode. That's hopefully going to be awesome. Story mode. What happened here? I'm happy to say that
I will never play this story mode again, and no one can make me.
Okay, dude, sure. And I absolutely despise the soundtrack, how to mute it. I do recommend playing this game, but solely for the multiplayer, and I think players that enjoy a challenge and the competitive experience would love it the most. I say find a way to try the game, borrow it or rent it, and see if you like its mechanics. Between you and me, I would wait until the server issues are resolved. But hey, those are my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you love the story and think it's the greatest thing to happen to video games since Superman 64, I don't know. Do you see the potential that this game has? What faction did you choose? Who is your go-to fighter in multiplayer? Share your love or hate for the game so viewers get some perspective. I hope this review was helpful. I hope it was enjoyable. If you have any specific questions, fire away. I'm here to help. And I can't read that handwriting. Oh, thanks for watching.